Chicago, 1893. A city reborn from fire, now dazzling the world with the White City, its World's Fair. The fair was a beacon of hope, drawing millions to marvel at electric lights and the Ferris wheel, to dream of new beginnings. But beyond the fair's brilliance, Chicago was a city of shadows, crowded, chaotic, and dangerous. For every hopeful newcomer, there was a predator lurking in the dark. In this city of contrasts, anonymity was easy, and deadly. Amid the spectacle, H. Holmes watched and waited. To the world, he was a charming pharmacist and entrepreneur. But Holmes saw the fair as opportunity, a river of vulnerable visitors, especially young women, flowing to his door. He was an architect of deception, building not with steel, but with lies. While the world celebrated progress, Holmes constructed his own masterpiece, a fortress of darkness, hidden in plain sight. The devil had come to the White City, and he was building himself a home. Holmes was not his real name. Born Herman Webster Mudgett, he grew up in New Hampshire, shrouded in rumors of cruelty and a fascination with death. At medical school he learned anatomy and how to profit from the dead, stealing cadavers for insurance scams. Drifting from town to town, he left behind a trail of fraud and vanished victims, reinventing himself with each new identity. By 1886, he arrived in Chicago as Dr. Henry Howard Holmes, ready to seize the city's promise. He charmed his way into ownership of a pharmacy in Englewood. Soon the previous owner disappeared, and Holmes offered a plausible story. No one questioned him. Holmes was a master manipulator, projecting success and safety while laying traps for the unwary. With the pharmacy as his base, he launched a series of bold frauds and bought a vacant lot across the street. He hired and fired construction crews constantly, ensuring no one understood the building's true design. Suppliers were swindled, creditors charmed, and the building rose, a labyrinth only Holmes understood. It was more than a hotel. It was a machine for murder, funded by deceit and hidden by audacity. Holmes was the architect, and his castle was nearly complete. The city saw a respectable businessman. In truth, a devil in a well-tailored suit was at work. The stage was set for his most horrifying acts. The fair would bring the perfect victims, and Holmes was ready. On the outside, Holmes's building looked ordinary. Inside, it was a maze of horror. Stairways led nowhere, doors opened onto brick walls, and windowless corridors disoriented all who entered. The second floor was the heart of darkness, airtight rooms, some lined with iron, fitted with gas pipes Holmes controlled from his office. He watched through peepholes as victims struggled for breath. A soundproof vault suffocated others, and a secret chute sent bodies to the basement. Below, a grisly laboratory awaited, surgical tables, a furnace, vats of acid, and quicklime pits. Holmes cleaned skeletons for sale, turning murder into profit. The press called it the Murder Castle, a building designed for death. Every feature had a deadly purpose, all orchestrated by Holmes. Here the American dream twisted into a nightmare. The World's Fair drew thousands of young women to Chicago, chasing dreams of independence and opportunity. Alone and far from home, they were easy prey for Holmes. He posed as a benefactor, offering jobs and lodging at his World's Fair hotel. Holmes seduced his victims, promising marriage and fortune, then convinced them to sign over savings or insurance policies. Romance and profit were intertwined in his web. Once trapped, women were led to their deaths, gas chambers, vaults, and the secret chute to the basement. Bodies were stripped, skeletons sold, remains burned or dissolved. The chaos of the fair masked the disappearances. When questioned, Holmes spun believable tales: runaways, new jobs, vanished lovers. He hid his crimes behind a mask of respectability, fooling neighbors and police alike. The city bustled outside, unaware of the horrors within. When the murder castle's secrets emerged, newspapers exploded with wild headlines. The myth of 200 victims was born, an irresistible story for a horrified public. In reality, Holmes confessed to 27 murders, but only 9 could be confirmed. Some victims were later found alive. Others vanished into the city's chaos. The fair's crowds and poor record-keeping fueled the legend. The castle's design seemed built for mass murder, making the myth believable. Modern historians agree. Holmes killed more than 9, but nowhere near 200. His evil lay not in numbers but in the cold, calculated way he destroyed lives for profit. The truth was chilling enough. Holmes's undoing began not with murder, but with fraud. He killed his associate, Benjamin Petetzel, to collect insurance money, then manipulated Petetzel's widow and took her children. Detective Frank Geyer tracked Holmes across the country, uncovering the bodies of the Petetzel children in Toronto and Indiana. Holmes was arrested for horse fraud, but the evidence of murder mounted. Police finally searched the Englewood Castle, finding secret passages, gas pipes, and grisly remains. The nation was shocked by the scale of his crimes. Holmes's web of lies collapsed under the weight of evidence. The charming doctor was exposed as a monster. His castle of horrors was laid bare. The hunt was over. The city would never be the same. Evil had been unmasked. Holmes's trial in 1895 was a sensation. He acted as his own attorney, but the evidence was overwhelming. Found guilty of murder, he was sentenced to death. Awaiting execution, Holmes wrote a confession, part truth, part self-serving lies, claiming he was possessed by Satan. On May 7, 1896, he was hanged. His final request: burial in cement, terrified of grave robbers. The murder castle burned in a mysterious fire, erasing its horrors. For years, Holmes was seen as a lone evil genius, but evidence suggests he may have had help. Patrick Quinlan, the castle's caretaker, vanished after Holmes's execution. Today, a post office stands where the castle once loomed. Holmes's story endures, a symbol of darkness behind a charming face. His legacy is a warning. Even in an age of hope, evil can thrive in the shadows. The White City is gone, but its devil's shadow remains. Chicago remembers, and the world will never forget.